Welcome back, and today I'm going to show you how I got to 15,000 trophies using this deck. I'm going to show you some matchups I went up against so that you could best utilize it on your way to 15,000. Let's get into it. Alright, let's get started. So I typically like to go second whenever I'm playing this deck, and she starts out with Miner Bats, so let's get an Ice Wizard down, counter that. Knight should be able to take this out on its own. Right. I don't really want to go Graveyard here in single elixir. Usually just gets you into pretty bad positions. Right. I'm going to go Goblin Hut just for defense. The skeleton's on top of the miner to take that out. So I have to keep track of his wall breakers now that my skeletons and Goblin Hut are out of hand. Right there, Ice Wizard on the wall breakers, counter that. And the goal with some of these matchups is really just getting to double elixir, because if you use Graveyard too early or overextend in single, then you could put yourself in a pretty bad spot. We're not down too much though. Alright, I play Wish to take out the bats. And I think this is good because Valkyrie is his main counter for the Witch. So now he doesn't have that in hand, and I think I could safely go Graveyard here. Yeah, let's go late Graveyard. Okay, he has Poison. So this is a little rough because it takes out pretty much the whole Graveyard. But he plays Valkyrie, so we could just go Goblin Hut, and that should defend the wall breakers as well. Okay. Predict the miner. Okay, we caught it. So I'm going to go Witch in the back. And then I think we could go Graveyard on top of this Hunter. The reason why I still keep playing Graveyards when he has Poison is because I want to get his Poison out of hand so that he can't Miner Poison the tower. Okay, Wallbreaker still got a hit, but Ice Wizard's able to take the rest of that out. I think this is okay because we're slowly chipping down at his tower. And we'll put Knight to hopefully defend the last wall breaker. Good, we'll poison down this Hunter. And we'll leave it there for now. We could go Witch, hopefully to get his poison out of hand, so that we could get one good Graveyard push. Alright, I think we could go Graveyard Barb Barrel, now that he doesn't have poison, and this should be able to do a lot of damage. Wait for the bats. Okay, never came down, so I didn't use the poison there. But we got good damage. Skeletons on top of the miner, just to get that out of the way. And then we'll Knight to the side to kind of split up the Valkyrie from everything else. We'll go Witch again, maybe see if we could get his poison out of hand. I think he'll want to start using it on offense because he's down. He doesn't. We'll let these wall breakers go. That tower has a lot of health on it. Okay, so he did use his poison, so I could just Graveyard straight into this. And then more skeletons to heal the Witch. And this is perfect. Dagger Duchess is out of ammo, and it really can't defend against these skeletons right now. So we'll just set up with a Goblin Hut. We go Knight on the miner. We're going to have to play the Witch because I wasted the Ice Wizard instead of saving it for the bats. Here I think we could just poison him out. Just keep catching the miner or Graveyard so that it has to use his poison. And there we go. That's the first battle down. Okay, so we've been waiting here a while. Okay, here we go. He goes Valk right before double elixir. So I'm going to put Ice Wizard in the back here. Really don't know what he's running. He has Fireball, okay. So he's out of his Valk counter. Okay, he has a Witch. We could just poison this down. And he has another Valkyrie, so we could just Knight and Goblin Hunt for the Hog. Okay, okay. So this is more of like a Hog Rider control deck. And he's out of Fireball. So I think here we could safely make a play with an Ice Wizard in the back. Just in case he has another Hog coming. And we'll Knight Graveyard because he's out of a Valkyrie and Cannon is in the opposite lane. But he's to an Evo Valk. Okay. This is rough. We're going to poison this all down. And then Ice Wizard, Goblin Hut. He's got a huge push coming. But he can't Fireball both the Witch and the Ice Wizard, so I think that's good. We're going to have to Knight on top of the Witch. Okay, I'm surprised. We actually defended that pretty well. We could Graveyard, Skeletons. I tried to do that to keep the Evo Witch alive, and now we are in a very rough spot. So we just Ice Wizard on the Witch. And I have a feeling a Hog is coming in. Yep. So we put the anti-fireball placement. It's good. Okay, I think we gotta settle in a little bit here with the Graveyard. Yeah, this is gonna be very difficult if he keeps having Valkyrie in cycle. Okay, we're in a decent spot here. We could go Knight, Graveyard the opposite lane to keep the Evo Witch alive. And Cannon's in the wrong spot. Nice. We'll poison down the tower. And that Evo Witch is staying alive and splashing the tower. This is amazing. We're going to have to Goblin Hut to predict the Hog Rider. And then we'll Ice Wizard as well. Bro, how did the... Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Hog Rider didn't get pulled by the Goblin Hut. Now we're back in a rough spot. There's only like 15 seconds left. We have to Graveyard. We have to Graveyard like now. And then we'll just Barb Barrel to tank and then poison. We have to ignore the Valk. Please. I can't. No! Bro, the last few skeletons got hit. That's actually insane. That's actually insane. I can't believe we took that. Alright, next one. Alright. So, okay, so he goes Ice Spirit, so we could go Skeletons, and I'll just wait here for a bit. I don't really want to go first. Barb Barrel first play isn't awful, so we could do that here. Yeah, let's do that. Nice, so that should get a hit. We'll Witch the back. So this is either going to be a clone skeleton barrel deck. He has a firecracker. Okay, so he also has Earthquake, so this is Hog Rider for sure if he has Firecracker, Earthquake. I think he used a lot of Elixir, so I could go in with Graveyard, and I just probably put the worst Graveyard placement ever. Please don't activate the King. Okay, it activated King. So we probably will lose this one, especially against Hog Earthquake. But, I mean, we'll see what we could do. We could put Ice Wizard, GobHut. I probably should have just put GobHut, but I didn't know if he had Earthquake in cycle. We could activate King right here with the skeletons. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Not bad. This is definitely still winnable, in my opinion, just because we activated King, and because he doesn't have a super fast cycle with Skeleton Giant, or Giant Skeleton. Okay, only one hit. We'll poison down this Firecracker, because we don't want that getting too much extra damage. skeletons to distract this. And then bar barrel didn't protect the skeleton. That's alright. Trying to wait for this hog rider to come up. So there's actually an anti-earthquake spot that you could put this goblin hut so that it still pulls a hog rider but won't get hit by an earthquake. And it's going to be all the way up at the top, one tile away from the middle. So I'll show you in a bit once he goes hog rider. It's that position right there that I just showed you. But he's not going hog rider, so he's actually letting us come back to this game a little bit. Okay, right here. That's the anti-earthquake spot. As you can see, earthquake doesn't hit it, still pulls the hog rider. So that placement is going to be your best friend in any Hog EQ matchups. So we'll Ice Wizard here. He's probably back to a hog. So I'm going to, yep, predicted the firecracker. Perfect. We're not able to put the, okay, he still misses earthquake. So that's not bad for us. Ice Wizard this again. Firecracker dies. Alright. We might have to block the bridge here in case he has a hog rider. Okay, that was perfect. Anti-EQ spot. And then it allows us to build up a witch a little bit. We stop the hog from getting hit. But right now we really need damage. So we're going to have to start putting just a bunch of poisons and probably graveyard so that he's forced to defend. Which is perfect here. He has to put a cannon. And he's starting to earthquake cycle. I'm going to have to late Goblin Hut. Okay, was able to stop the hog. So I'm going to get another poison down here. Actually, no, I have to defend. I missed my poison. This is perfect. We'll graveyard. We actually have a huge push building up here, so we're probably going to be able to get some damage. We'll Ice Wizard just in case he puts a hog. And that is game. Okay, the counter push potential with this deck is crazy. Alright, so here we could just let him go first. And he plays East Spirit at the bridge, so we could activate King here. You see East Spirit and Archers, and you just know it's Expo. So the reason I put the Goblin Hut here is because I know Expo decks have Fireball, and that's the anti-Fireball spot, so he can't hit my tower and the Goblin Hut at the same time. So your most important cards for this matchup are going to be probably your Knight and Poison. With Expo, I advise probably playing Knight same lane as the Expo, and then poisoning the Expo and the tower pretty much whenever you can. You're going to want to play a lot of defense, and then only play Graveyard when he overcommits Elixir, trying to get an Expo lock. So here's the anti-Fireball placement again. He can't hit my lower tower and that Goblin Hut at the same time. We'll just Barb Barrel the Archer. And he's having to waste Elixir using a Tesla, so I could Witch. I'm hoping this stays alive here. Okay, it doesn't, but that's okay. We could just Ice Wizard opposite lane here, because even if he fireballs, it's not on the lower tower. Okay, so Knight same lane near the tower, and then Poison, then Barb Barrel could help out. Those were pretty good archers, but this should be able to clear up everything. Nice. Okay, that Ice Spirit gets a shot. Goblin Hut in the anti-fireball spot. Then we'll just protect this with the knight. Okay, so he fireballs, so we could Ice Wizard in the back safely. Same with the Witch. Okay, so we're gonna have to poison this. Then Bar Barrel. Okay, that somehow still gets a lock. It's not the best spot, but this is still a really good matchup against Expo, and we're gonna be able to defend pretty easily in double and triple. So we'll Goblin Hut and poison. Notice this Goblin Hut is one tile to the left because now my right tower is the lower tower. So I think we're still pretty good here. Could Witch the back, and if he fireballs, we'll just go in with the Graveyard because he won't have enough elixir to defend. Perfect. Then we could poison all of this down too, and this should be major damage, and the Witch will stay alive. We'll just ignore the other archer because that tower has more health right now. Okay, that was probably a bad Witch. There's not much you could do. I guess we could just try and keep pressure with the Bar Barrel here. And then we will poison down this archer while cycling. So we could Ice Wizard. Okay, actually no, we'll Knight left lane. We don't have a poison. I think it was bad that we used our poison. But Bar Barrel could help here. Then we'll Goblin Hut. And we're back to another Knight. Then we'll snipe these archers down with the Ice Wizard. Nice, nice. So we're up quite a bit right now, so I think we're just safe to go in and poison the Expo. We kind of got lucky that he Expo'd. Nice. Okay, yeah, we're up a lot right now, so we could just defend the rest of the game. We'll poison this. Then Goblin Hut to set up. And we could just probably Knight left lane to protect it from locking. Okay. Snipe the archers and we'll poison that tower. Get Ice Wizard now that he used Fireball. And cool. That Knight should be able to protect everything. Bar Barrel to be safe. Nice. Okay, that was a good game. Like I said, I think this deck is a great matchup against Expo. Just play defense. Okay. So he puts guards. Guards are a great graveyard defense. So that's going to be a little rough. Skeletons. No, I think we're good. So I'm trying to survive till double here. He also has Executioner. This is really bad for the Witch. So yeah, we're gonna have trouble getting Graveyard on tower. Dang, that was a really nice tornado from him. So I'm just gonna have to try and get his Executioners and Guards out of his hand so that we could push with the Graveyard. Mainly just focus on defense. If we can Knight, then if he goes with Executioner, we'll Witch opposite lane. Valkyrie as well. He has 3 amazing graveyard counters. We'll still Witch. We could probably go in with Graveyard because Executioner is not the best graveyard counter. Perfect, he used it. And then we'll be able to poison everything down and distract the Valk with the skeletons. We're going to have to Goblin Hut, Ice Wizard the Balloon, then Bar Barrel to take everything on the right side down. Nice. Nice, so it's good defense. Oh, he had to use Valkyrie. Okay, so we're going in. So later in the game, Graveyard Poison, if Guards is the only thing he has, is actually a pretty good push. So we just have to make sure that his Valkyrie gets out of hand and Executioner if possible. So we'll witch opposite lane since he put Executioner in right lane. And then I think we could actually go in here, try and keep this witch alive on the left side. I really like forming counter pushes with the Evo Witch, just because he has to commit so much to defend it. And look at it on the left side. The skeletons are going crazy. See, that was great. He had to put a little too much on the right side to defend the graveyard. Ice Wizard. Get this miner down. Perfect. We'll counter push on the right side because he just wasted Executioner. Graveyard Poison. In matchups like these, I wouldn't be afraid to switch lanes, because if you... Okay, Goblin Hut. Knight. Nice, I didn't want to waste the Ice Wizard just in case he didn't play Balloon. Like I was saying, if you stay the same lane all the time, then Executioner will basically be able to defend your entire push. Nice, that poison should do it. Great defense, and I kept pressure both lanes, so it all worked out. Okay. So, let's see what he does here. Plays archers in the back. I'm thinking this is Expo, so I go Goblin Hut in the anti-fireball position. Okay, so he has Skeleton King. So, okay. Yeah, so this is probably some sort of spam deck with Skeleton King. Luckily I was able to snipe a little bit of the Mother Witch. Void, this is really weird. I think he's overcommitted here for sure. Yeah, he's used a lot of elixir. But just to be safe, I think I'm just gonna poison the archers down and then reset from there. We could set up with another Goblin Hut just to make sure he can't push directly into our tower. I also don't really know what his deck is for sure yet. Okay, so it's like a control deck with Giant Skeleton. We're gonna have to be careful playing graveyards because he has Mother Witch, which will put us at a disadvantage pretty much at all times. Yep. Knight to block the Mother Witch. Oh, it's a clone deck. Alright. I mean, I think we're at a pretty decent advantage. We'll go graveyard opposite lane because he's out of Mother Witch, just to apply pressure. Nice. Our Evo Witch is locked on tower. Is doing a bunch of damage. Okay. So we'll have to bar barrel for the skeletons here. It's a little scary. We'll have to knight for the archer and then witch. We're gonna poison all of this. Perfect, because I thought he was gonna clone. Nice, we're able to defend everything. And I could go graveyard to heal up this Evo Witch. Doesn't work as I planned, but that's okay. I'm gonna poison tower just because that's all we need, and we survived. Okay, nice. That one was a bit of a scary one. Let's see how he starts off here. We have another Skeleton King deck. So this could either be the Cannon Cart Mortar variation or the E-Golem Goblin Machine variation. Okay, and we have Goblin Machine. Um, so this is a bit of a tough matchup just because the Goblin Machine typically takes out Witch pretty well. The one tip I have for this is there's one placement of your knight that could basically have the Goblin Machine hit by your crown tower without actually firing a rocket. It's like that first tile past the bridge. So we could set up with the Goblin Hut here. Just play defensive at least until we get to double elixir. And I'll pressure a little bit with the bar barrel to see what he does. Nice, we force out a Night Witch. Okay, we could go Knight in front. And I think I'll just switch the back. This is good because now he's probably out of Skeleton King. Ooh, nice, all the skeletons healed that up. But he overextended, so now we could go in for a graveyard with Knight tanking, Poison. We should be able to get some good damage, but I don't want to spend any more elixir because then he'll have too much of a counter push. We have to Witch here. And there's the E-Golem. So I'm gonna put the Goblin Hut. In this placement, you could pull the E-Golem to the opposite lane so that both of your towers are hitting it. So that's great. With E-Golem, I like to take out the first two forms as quick as possible, which is why I put the Knight directly on it. Nice, good defense. I want to pressure opposite lane since we have the Evo Witch up. Perfect. And he had to defend with an E-Golem, so this is really good for us, actually. So I could put down another Goblin Hut, and then Ice Wizard for the Skeleton King. I'm going to have to bar barrel on these archers. Nice, it's able to take out both. So now we have a massive counter push right here. Okay, we're going to late graveyard because he put a Night Witch. And then we could poison everything down. Nice. There we go, that's game. So with this one, you just want to make a huge counter push into your offense. Alright, so with this one we have the Cannoneer Tower, and it looks like it's going to be the Suspicious Bush deck. Okay, so this one's not too bad of a matchup as long as you could survive single elixir. But you pretty much just have to be really defensive because we're already at an advantage with him having less health on the Cannoneer Tower. So we'll pressure with skeletons. Skeletons against a Cannoneer Tower actually get one skeleton hit. So you could pretty much pressure immediately with that. Here I'm going to graveyard. I did that because it could do a lot of damage against the skeleton, or I mean against the Cannoneer Tower if left alone. Okay, that was a bit of a bad Goblin Hut placement, but we were able to defend everything just fine. And then I think I'll just skeleton for this Dark Goblin. Nice, nice. Bar barrel. And then we'll just wait for this to hit tower and we could knight in between them. Cool, cool. So we're about to hit double. So I could go into a graveyard. Ooh, not with the bats. I'll just reset here. And then let's switch to snipe the Dart Goblin. Well, that might have been bad. Okay, not awful. We're gonna graveyard so that this Evo Witch gets healed up. Perfect. And we'll poison. See if we could snipe the Dart Goblin. We got it, we got it. Okay, so let's just set up with a Goblin Hut so that he can't push anything into it. We'll graveyard poison, because all he has is Goblin Gang. Okay, so he actually doesn't play Goblin Gang. We'll just switch, because I think this Dart Goblin's going to go in front. We could Goblin Hut. And then Ice Wizard everything. Okay, I'm surprised we were able to defend all of that. We could poison the Dark Goblin down, then late skeletons. I had to let it get a little bit of death damage to get the Ice Wizard down. But we're fine here. We're able to reset. I want the Knight to be able to tank a bit of the damage. Then Ice Wizard snipe down. And at this point, I think we could just poison down the tower and maybe get one graveyard down when we really need to. Alright, nice. We could just poison down this tower, and there we go. That should be game. For this next battle, let's see what he does. He does wall breakers the bridge, so I'm going to have to overextend a little bit. I'm thinking he has some sort of miner deck, so we could Ice Wizard down low. Okay, he has Valkyrie, so let's set up with a Goblin Hut. He actually poisons that down. Okay, that's going to be tough for Graveyard, but I think now it'll be pretty safe to play Witch in the back now that he doesn't have Valkyrie or Poison. Okay, I really have to overextend here, and they still got a hit. Because I just used so much Elixir, I don't want to play anything with this. So we'll just clean this up with a bar barrel at the end. So safe play is probably just going to be Goblin Hut so that he can't wall breakers right now. And then we'll catch this miner with the Ice Wizard. Nice. Okay. So we could Witch opposite lane so that he can't poison the low tower as well. Then I'll poison down his Goblin Hut. I don't really want to play anything with this because he still has Valkyrie in hand. Then we can catch the miner, and we'll have to late Goblin Hut. Panics a little bit there, but that's okay. We should be able to graveyard now with this knight. Then we'll Ice Wizard for the bats. Does have poison. But we could put Witch because he just played his Valkyrie. We'll clean this up with the bar barrel too. We'll graveyard and then clean up with the Ice Wizard. I think that was a bit of an aggressive graveyard by me. That's okay, we'll just set up again with a Goblin Hut. Okay, so I think the thing in this matchup, I'm going to have to start playing naked graveyards so that he wastes the poison on that and not the rest of my push. Nice. Barb Barrel for this. And then we'll use the poison placement on this graveyard. Nice, it's able to get quite a few hits. So it's really important that you know when his wall breakers are in hand so that you don't get caught off guard. Then we can Goblin Hunt for this. I'm actually going to graveyard opposite lane so that he wastes his poison there and not on my witch. Nice, the witch is able to snipe a shot. Then we get skeletons for this. Should clear it up. Okay, I was a little late. They got one hit. We'll naked graveyard again so that he wastes his poison. And we'll knight because he played Valkyrie in the back. We could poison down these spear goblins. And witch is splashing, that's perfect. Okay, we'll knight, and then Ice Wizard for the miner. Don't really have anything for this right now. Okay, they got one hit. We're gonna have to get as many poisons as we can down in triple, and then hope we catch the miners. I'm gonna witch and then barb barrel. I'm gonna have to poison. We just have to catch the miner. Oh my gosh, we did. It's on the Ice Wizard right now. No way. Let's go. It was literally one miner hit away. That's crazy. We played solid defense and poisoned in triple. That's it. Alright, we're up against Dylan here. He plays Giant Skeleton in the back, so we'll just go with the Knight. And then we'll probably Skeletons. We could play Goblin Hut because he just played Skeleton Barrel. And then we'll snipe the Firecracker down. Nice. That should clear everything out. We'll Ice Wizard the back for this. Then we can Knight up top as well. We'll just switch the middle. This should be able to clear everything out, even the bats. Because he wasted so much all graveyard. And then I think I'm a little aggressive trying to take out this Tombstone. But because he has Dagger Duchess, it does not matter. It was out of ammo. Very nice. If he leaves this alone, we could activate King. Perfect. This is a great start to the match. We'll Goblin Hunt just in case he plays Skeleton Barrel. I think we could Ice Wizard back left. We'll witch the middle. This should honestly clear everything up. And then we just Knight up top. I'll go Poison and then late Graveyard. He has Valkyrie, which is really annoying. So I'll just Goblin Hunt the middle. I'm gonna want to Ice Wizard to slow everything down too. I want to snipe this Firecracker. Nice, we were able to. But he cleared everything out, so we'll just... I don't want to go Graveyard here, but I might have to. Okay, he blocked the bridge. We're gonna go more of an offensive Goblin Hunt right here, because all he has to clear it out is bats. I think if we could just keep poisoning his tower, we win this game. We're at such an advantage right now. We'll Graveyard and Barb Barrel to tank. And then another offensive Goblin Hut. Doesn't really have anything to take that Goblin Hut out, which is why I've been playing it offensively this round. Nice. We were able to just overpower him. On to the next one. Right. For some reason, I'm just a little impatient. I kind of just want to start the game. But that's okay. We'll just wait for him. He zaps, so I'm going to Ice Wizard the back, because it's basically a 1 elixir Ice Wizard. And he fireballs. So fireball zap. I'm going to play Witch just because he doesn't have any more spells to take it out. Fireball zap. Okay, so this is Lava Hound. Okay, so he's really overextending right now. He just used so much elixir. I'm going to Knight in Graveyard after this. And he has to defend the Witch. Oh, this is perfect. The Witch got so much damage. Okay, so this is a really tough matchup. I don't really think there's a good way to play this. My advice would probably be play same lane as Lava Hound, even though Lava Hound players want to play same lane. It might be your best bet just because you could counter push. So we'll Witch the back. Reminder, all he has is Fireball Zap. So if he plays that to take out the Witch, I think I just go in. And the Knight in case he plays the Skeleton Dragons. Okay, I accidentally placed that down. That's not good. It's fine. We could poison all of this and then Ice Wizard to help take out the pups. Not bad. Not bad. And now we're in double. I'm going to Witch the back in the same lane so that kind of gets scared to play Lava Hound in that same lane. And he just wasted Valkyrie, which is a great graveyard counter, so I'm kind of confused why he did that. I'm just going to go Graveyard once this passes the bridge, and then Poison. Actually, no, because we have to defend. We go Witch here for the Lava Hound. So we end up taking tower now. All we have to do is play defense. We'll Goblin Hunt so that he can't put a balloon down right away. And then Ice Wizard to slow that balloon down. Nice. All we have to do is poison. We should be okay. Wow. Lava Hound is one of the biggest hard counters. So I think we just took advantage of our counter push potential there. And that's what really won us the game. Alright, so this last matchup is to get us to 15,000. Let's just see what he has here. He goes Zappy, so I'm going to go Knight. So it's making me think that he has some Royal Hog deck. But he just played Gang. Oh, he's just going in. I'm going to have to poison. And then probably clean up with Barrel at 0 here. Wow, I did not like the way I played defense there. I feel like I used a bunch of elixir. And he has Flying Machine, that's really annoying. It's okay, I could just tank it with the Knight in front of the tower here. And then I really want to catch up on elixir. So, okay, so I'll probably just wait for this musketeer to cross bridge, and then I'll probably play skeletons on top. Alright, cool. So that counters well, and we could just reset with a goblin hunt. So I haven't seen hogs yet, so I think we're good. And he goes recruits in the back, so I'm going to witch on the side with more recruits. And then probably just have to play Ice Wizard to defend the right lane. I'm also going to protect the Ice Wizard with the Knight right here. And then I think I could just go in for Graveyard because he still has to play something to defend the Witch. Nice, and then I'll just poison everything down here. We'll be able to clean up. Should get the gang. Yep. Alright, so we're actually at a little bit of a damage advantage right here. That's a really weird placement for a Goblin cage. He might have messed up. We'll just put Witch in the back here since he played the Zappies all on one side. And I'll put an Ice Wizard just to stop him from building up a little bit of a push here. I want to protect the Witch, so I'll just Knight in front. And then he put that in the range of the Goblin Hut, so I'm going to offensive hut here. No! His Evil Musketeer just snipes down my Witch. That's so unfortunate. I'll just witch the middle here to defend the recruits. And then I'm going to want skeletons all the way up top in the middle to pull the recruits together. And then I can protect with this Knight. I'm going to offensive hut, and it missed. It's out of range. Okay, I'll just poison down the flying machine then. And then I could witch in the back, since he can't really push into the Goblin Hut. Alright, I'll just put the Knight in front. And since he put the flying machine, I'll poison instead of Graveyard. I missed, but I mean, that's okay. I'll witch the middle. Then I could Barb Barrel everything here. Should clean up. And then I can Knight in front. Nice. So I've noticed he really doesn't have anything to push through. So as long as I just play defense and then poison the tower and triple, then we should be okay. So we're going to start poisoning here, but I'm going to be safe because I don't want to miss anything. Then I could probably witch the back. Nice. Set up with a Goblin Hut. I'm going to want to Ice Wizard. Skeletons, and then I'll just start poisoning. So then I could go in for Graveyard. Yep, because he just used recruits. Nice. We're going to have to get as many poisons on the tower as we can, and then just play defense here. Another poison. He has nothing to push through. Our defense is too good with this deck. So let's just keep playing defense. We'll set up with a hut. And then Graveyard so that he has to keep spending elixir on defense. Nice. This looks like it's going to be a pretty easy win here. And that is perfect. We're going to get to 15,000 trophies. And that's it. We had some really good matchups. We had some bad matchups. But hopefully this helped. And yeah, this is great. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helps you get to 15,000 trophies. I hope I was able to cover all of the matchups. We covered a lot of great ones, a lot of bad ones, but hopefully it gave you a better scope on how to use this deck so that you can get to 15,000 trophies yourself. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Please subscribe. It really helps, and I put a lot of effort into this video. So hopefully we see you next time.